Hello. Yeah, seems that way so far. Just 2 minutes in, but this is my Oscar aquarium. He's not in the best mood. I did a little rearranging. This side was a lot darker before I did some trimming of plants. This was turned the other way, back to front. I threw a spare piece of bamboo in there and turned it left to right, and added my little Fluval canister filter just to put some flow in, because I have to vacuum this bastard every 2 days, because all that brown down there, well, not all of it, some of it's rocks, but there's just a lot of gunk that gets accumulated, and literally like every 2 days I gotta vacuum it and do a 25% water change. The water change is more for my benefit, my peace of mind, but yeah, I fucking didn't know it would be this much work. He's lucky. I love him. He's such a personable fish though, so, but he does sometimes react negatively to changes. It gets a little bit pouty. I mean, I've got this one, I got a 40-gallon below it. The 40-gallon used to sit where the 75 is, but I needed a spot for the 75. I kind of assumed, which I don't normally like to do, but I mean, you're on here. But yeah, definitely check you out. Make some room before I fuck myself up. Hi, Brooklyn babe. How are you today, sweetie? I did a little rearranging. I cut some plants down. Turned that planter 180 degrees, so it's facing left to right instead of front to back. And I got I put my canister filter back on here just for the flow, really. Trying to push all the garbage that collects on the bottom to one side. I'll see how that goes in the morning. I'll see how dirty it is. I might just get sick of looking at it and do it while I'm up here. Do the vacuum anyway. Or try and scoop some out with the net. Yeah, he was acting a little bit moody, but he seems to like a little more light over there now. Didn't take them that long to get used to it. But it's definitely a little bit lighter. My channel name is just my name, Mike Vincent. Oh, Latoya. Hi, Latoya. I didn't see you there. I gotta pay closer attention, for fuck's sake. What you doing, Bella? Yeah, I was gonna cut more. I think I have enough room on the hook to put another light up there. I don't have as much planned. I cut about, well, not this particular one, I don't think. But there was another one of these up here, this guy, that I cut off right there. And that thing went all the way out to this hook and then down to the fan and then over this way. So I'm like, I had 2 leaves. Yeah, you got a wrench, Latoya? You could drop your link. I still got to get downstairs and cut up some of the plants in there. But I had to make sure somebody would take them because I don't have anywhere to put the cuttings. They're all rooted. I just got to put them in dirt. My mother-in-law wants another pot of the Marble Queen pothos, so that's what she's getting. I was gonna have to try to find some way to put them in this if mom-in-law didn't want them. Doreen, hello, holy fucking shit. It's great to see you. But yeah, definitely go to sleep if it's 1 a.m. But holy hell, I think I just left a like on one of your Facebook posts. The lightning and the wind outside. I love that kind of weather, but every time I go outside to enjoy it, I get stuck with the heavy rain. Right as I, stand there and appreciate it. Nice. I haven't gotten 400 yet. Oh yeah, it was the rainbow. The rainbow in the wind. But yeah, I'll definitely tell Alley Cat you said hello. She might even be watching if she has a minute at work. She doesn't usually comment though. Hi Pegasus. Thanks for stopping in. Just pointing the fucking camera at my fish tank. See what goes down. Generally just this guy begging for food or snubbing the food I give him. Yeah, there's a nice spot near where I used to live. It was on one side of a valley, and the lightning liked to strike in between. So it was really cool to sit up there and just watch the lightning in a lightning storm. You got food floating up there, dude. If you want it, you just gotta go eat it. Oh, you want a wrench? I could give you a wrench. But for the record, I've known Pegasus and Drawizel and Brooklyn Babe and everyone in here for a couple of years at the least. So I only met you today, but I'll give you a wrench. You gotta go downstairs, dog. Alright, I'll be right back. Hopefully the fish stays in frame for a little bit. Oh, girl. Alright, I'm back. Connor, what's up, buddy? Yeah, it goes pretty good. Colt, good to see you, bro. There's that fish that started out as inch and a half. He's about as thick as he was long when I got him now. Yeah, pretty much all decent people, Drawizel. And I got a couple of managing mods that can put the fucking boots to whoever they want. So, yeah. I haven't really gotten an asshole yet. You know, I just try to be the person I'd like to run into. You know? So you start being the type of person you don't like as another person. Yeah, the art is the way to go. You're really fucking good at it. And at the very least, you could inspire someone else to, put their imagination down on paper or canvas or whatever. Yeah, it pretty much does itself, Hunter. I just got to point the camera at the tank and read the chat. It's pretty foolproof. But yeah, drama's crazy. People get too wrapped up in it. Like, they're grown-ass men acting like they're at the center of some grandma's gossip circle after church on Sunday. I, I don't know how to how to react to just the fact that there's so many guys out there all caught up in what's going on, and like I can't fucking barely keep straight you know, what's going on with the people I do get along with. Yeah, I got him some river shrimp yesterday. They're a little bit bigger, well, quite a bit bigger than the last ones I got, but he grew so fucking fast that he got too big. No, it ain't good for your health. But, that's what they look like. They're a good size. They're a mouthful for him. He grabbed it and shook it like a pit bull. I don't think he liked the head. The head might be a little too hard and crunchy for him. But he doesn't seem to go after them as willingly as that first time. Yeah, that's a false eye draw, is to confuse any fish bigger than him, to hopefully go for the tail, which he could probably survive a bite to the tail. A bite to the head is, you know, a little less so, especially if that fish has huge teeth. Yeah, see, he hasn't been popping on them. I'll go to the old standby though. He likes the mealworms. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do one maybe downstairs in the living room one day, Hunter, for so I gotta do the same thing down there I did here. I mean, I gotta do a little more here. I want to put more of these round white rocks in there, but I gotta cut some plants back just because shit's not growing, and open it up a little bit. I'm thinking I could get a few more corridors for downstairs, bottom dwellers, maybe some more neon tetras. But then I thought about consolidating the 40-gallon into the 70, but I don't know what I would do with this because I couldn't put my coolie loaches downstairs without revamping the whole tank down there. It's all good. I just got to get better at Dutch. I do know one word. Yeah, I was kind of worried when I got him. He had a lot of pattern, but it was a lot of thin lines. I thought he was going to like black out on me and not have as much orange as he does, but he's got like the perfect amount of orange for me anyway. But yeah, he's always hungry. Oh, Klotzak. That's the one word. You remember, you taught it to me. It was the easiest one for me to remember somehow. I remember my brother and his wife got mad because I taught it to my nephew when he was 3. Oh, what'd you see? Yeah, there's some stuff floating around now because I did add some extra flow. I tried to, kind of doing what I needed it to. Push the stuff all over to one side just to make it easier to vacuum. It's another filter to clean though. Luckily it's not very hard. And the other one, the one I made, is super easy, so it makes up for it, I guess. Alright. I think you're done eating for now, buddy. Yeah, it's a Tiger Oscar Pegasus. Um, I got him. What is it? September now. May, June, July, August, September. Like 5 months ago, a little more, give or take. Uh, no, I haven't. Not yet. Droizel. Yeah, but I've only had this fish like 5 months. He's about 8 inches long. Uh, he was an inch and a half when I got him and brought him home. About 2.5 months later, he outgrew the 20-gallon. Yeah, they've been a popular fish for a long time. I knew I would need a fairly good-sized fish tank, so I waited and waited to have fish. I've had snakes and lizards. I had a turtle, which was the closest thing to moving with a fish tank. But I wanted to make sure I wouldn't have to move before I got an Oscar or any fish really. All right, good night, Droizel. I'll see you around somewhere. Have a good night. Shit, that was worth going live for. Yeah, another thing, I wasted $2 on a half dozen glow-in-the-dark, excuse me, glow-in-the-dark ping pong balls. They're supposed to be for enrichment for like a turtle, but I figure these fish are at least as smart as a fucking turtle. And he would play with it, but no, no. He looked at it, he tried to eat it once, and he hasn't looked at it again unless I throw it in there. And then he just looks at it. He doesn't go after it at all. Wasted $3 for a couple of glow-in-the-dark ping pong balls. Trying to give him something to fuck with, because I kind of don't want to put another fish in with him to have a partner or a playmate, but I think that's what he really wants. I think he's starting to dig a nest over here. I don't think the catfish are doing that. Yeah, see, I gotta clean that later too. Yo, big homie, what's up? This is my fish tank. Well, one of my fish tanks. Just got him and 3 of these guys. They're striped Raphael catfish. Yeah, they all hide. Yeah, attitude adjustment right after work is a good idea, bro. That guy's laying upside down. I don't know if they have a sucker mouth, but yeah, these ones won't get too big. He'll still get bigger. The Oscar will get bigger. They should get like 7 or 8 inches though. They're not like a red tail or any of that. Yeah, that's an Oscar. It's basically a fucking fish with fin, or fish. Yeah, duh, it is a fish, Mike. It's like a pig with fins, man. Yeah. I had a buddy in high school. His dad had, I think they were Bala sharks. They're big silvery sharks with black fins, fresh water. But he had an Oscar tank in the hallway, like 100 gallons with just one Oscar in it. Straight up fed him minnows. Like, dude would go down to the creek with a minnow trap and throw the fucking minnow trap in the creek and come home with 15, 20, just wild caught minnows and throw them in there. He was a beast. He would latch onto your fucking finger if you stuck it in there. It wasn't no test bite. Like, he looked at everything like it was food, and he was about, I don't know, maybe 14 inches. He was a pretty big fish. Yeah, they can be. They fucking can be. That's why I got the Raphael cats have kind of a little bit of a spiny texture to their skin, so he won't be pleasant to bite. Plus, they get too big for him to swallow when they're full grown. So I thought they'd be a pretty good cleanup crew. Except they don't really clean up a whole lot. Or he just makes more of a mess than the three of them can keep up with. Which is pretty fucking impressive. This one is a 75. I'm looking for a 125 at least. I'm also open to the possibility of reinforcing my my first floor if I have to get something bigger, maybe a 250, a 200, 220, whatever. Whatever I could get on the cheap. If I got to reseal it and do whatever, as long as the frame is good, the trim is good and solid, I can reseal it. I've resealed this one, resealed the 70-gallon downstairs with my angelfish in it. So I know how to reseal them. Just a matter of cleaning them really good. Dude, seriously, you just want more mealworms? I'll try them. I'll give you a couple more here, bud. I already got to scoop out 2 shrimp and a few pellets. Oh, you're gonna hide now? Well, you come back, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I used to have a dog that wouldn't shit if you were watching him. And if you had to watch him, he would make sure he was like behind a bush or in tall grass or something. And then the one day I took him for a walk where we would pass lots of people's houses, he stopped and shit right in the middle of their fucking driveway. And he was a big dog, so it looked like I had a fucking small horse that took a shit. I run up to the guy's door, knock, and it's an old man. I'm like, buddy, you got a shovel? He's like, why? I said, my dog's shit in your driveway. He's like, dude, just keep going. I'll get it. I'm like, are you sure, man? That's a pretty big shit. It's got to weigh 3 fucking pounds. Yeah, it might be hindsight, Pegasus, you know? Sometimes people feel bad for shit. Only way after. Ah, there's the other one. You'd have to dig her up, Red Bully. And then you'd have to get creative. Pretty sure she was cremated and then buried. I offered to clean it up, Adam M. The dude told me to just keep my dog fucking walking down the road. I found it's rude to argue with an old man when he's gonna go grab a fucking shovel. If you think it's a good idea, go ahead and try that shit. Yeah, yeah. If I lived in a place with sidewalks in a city, I would have, but I wasn't living in the city. I just happened to walk in the opposite way. So he wasn't in the field. I was going to go see my buddy, and he happened to fucking have to shit. After we walked a half a mile to the end of the fucking road, and then took the other road to my buddy's house. But yeah. Where I live now, we definitely have the bags, and it's fucking disgusting, but yeah, we don't let our dog shit on anyone's yard. Nice. My one dog knows the fucking bedroom door open if he can't walk through it without touching it. He won't come in, but he'll get through a hole just big enough for him to get through in the fence. So I got to keep an eye on that. He keeps testing the fence. Yeah, well, you know, Colt, I can't be an ugly dude with a pretty fish. That'd look funny. I mean, I do have some pretty fish. They're not in this tank though. Yeah, he doesn't like it when I get too close to the missus. It's attention I could be given to him in his eyes. Or if I'm talking to somebody. Yeah, I used to smoke cigars all the time, Colt. Macanudos, Cohibas. Fuck, there's a bunch. No, Chihuahuas sometimes are a lot smarter than you would think. I had that same dog that shit on the guy's driveway. He was a 130-pound mixed breed, and my brother had a Chihuahua. She was maybe 7 pounds max, and he tried to mount her when she was in heat. He kept falling on his face because, like, how are you gonna do that, bud? Like, you couldn't do that if you laid the fuck down. And she got sideways. But yeah, that was fucking hilarious. I used to get Macanudos. I think there were 10. There were 10 of them, in a tin. They were called Ascots. They were about like a cigarillo size, but they were just basically a mini Macanudo. Those are my favorite. Uh, and I always like the darker wrapper cigars. The Maduro wrapper. The best one I ever had came from JR's, the cigarette place in North Carolina. Uh, Macanudo is a company that the founder of the company was Cuban, and he moved to Haiti with his tobacco seeds and the rest of his family that rolled his cigars. So I don't know about now, but they were like one of the closest things you could get legally to a Cuban cigar. But Macanudos are good. But yeah, the JR Special, it was like a $3 cigar when I was buying like fucking $7 and $8 cigars. And it was better than a lot of those $7 and $8 cigars. Alright, I gotta go get my little dog. I'll be right back. There you go, Bella. Yeah, the Maduros were the ones I like too. They got a better flavor. They seem to be a little smoother. Yeah, Cohiba is one of those ones that you spend $7 or $8 on. It's a good cigar. Every time I go into a smoke shop that has cigars, I look for those JR specials because I'd probably get myself one. Yo, USA all day. What's up, buddy? Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Yeah, I'm more into just smoking weed now too. I was never a big blunt guy either. I like cigars and I like the taste of weed. If it wasn't that good, then yeah, you could roll a blunt. But if it tastes good, then why fuck it up rolling it in a cigar wrapper? You know? Yeah, Romeo and Juliet is good too. Some of the like you could get those at a gas station or like a corner store and get a decent cigar. I like those. My buddy Pat used to always have a few of those in the truck. Yeah, when I was drinking and doing drugs all the time and going to the bar, I always had a cigar. My favorite bar was 3 doors down from my favorite cigar shop. And if you got the goddamn owner a cigar when he was bartending, you didn't have to buy drinks for a good portion of the night anyway, if not all night. He's the guy that turned me on to those $3 JR specials. The fucker at the cigar shop even cut it for me and let me try it before he would take my money. I'm like, bro, they're $3. He's like, nope, I want you to be happy before you buy anything here, man. I'm like, so, my favorite cigar shop. Never got a dried out cigar there ever. They had a really, really good walk-in humidor. They had a smoking lounge in there too, which was nice. I never did hang out and smoke there. I would just walk back to the bar and shoot pool and smoke them there. Give Frank one. Get free booze. Rocky, what's up, bro? Just fucking doing the same usual shit. You don't want to get covered up, old girl? I think Rocky's only about every third Wednesday of the month. I think we're good today, Hunter. But here's my 20-year-old dog. She obsessively does that. I don't know. I wouldn't feel unsafe if Rocky was following me around. I mean, there's definitely shadier fuckers around here that could be behind you. You wouldn't know what in the fuck they were gonna do to you. A practical joke is the most you'd get out of Rocky. Somebody else might throw a fucking dart into the back of your head or something. He might have the last surviving game of lawn darts. Sharpened him up. And you never know nowadays. People think dumb shit is funny. Some of these prank videos would get someone fucking seriously beat up if they tried that shit to me. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I liked them. They tasted really good. Yeah, big homie, most of them. This is just the ones I have in the Oscar tank, which are cuttings from the ones in the rest of the house. This one, if I knew when I bought it how crazy it would have done, I would have fucking left this one at the store. I have to trim this thing constantly, just to be able to keep it in the grow light. And then I have all these in another tank with just snails in it. That's another one I kind of knew was going to get big, and I kind of knew I shouldn't grow it in water because that's what it would really like, and it would get big really fast. It's called the Stingray Alocasia. How the fuck can you not grow it in water? You know, that's the leaf. And this thing's only about half grown. But yeah, I still got plants, man. All over there. Downstairs. Yeah, most of it. I would love to be able to switch it all over, but I don't have the room to move the tanks around to give them the grow height. Yeah, I could see where that would make you throw up, Munchichi. I remember being like fucking 5 or 6, and my grandpa took me out with his brother-in-law, my Uncle Bill, and they were supposed to be going, I fucking don't remember where, but they went to the bar instead, and they gave me a fistful of quarters, and I was playing Centipede. And I ran back to the table because I was double fisting the fucking salted peanuts and the popcorn from the bar. And I ran back to the table where my drink was. And my Uncle Bill got a real stiff Jack and Coke. And I got a Coke in the same, cocktail glass. Well, he switched them. I ran over and I chugged that fucking... I chugged that glass of Coke. And right about the last swallow is when the Jack hit me. And yeah, that came out all over the table. They thought it was funny until they got home and they were drunk. Those were the good old days. You could bring a fucking kid into the bar. Yeah, put that over there for now. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that I even liked cigars, but my stepdad smoked cheap gas station cigars, and like just I never thought it would appeal to me. And then I fucking did a job for this guy, and he came out and handed everybody like fucking I don't know, they were like $15 cigars. I forget what they were now. But he was showing us how to cut them and everything and talking about them. And I tried it. It didn't smell, when he was smoking his, it didn't smell like one of those cheap fuckers. I've had Garcia Vegas. But yeah, after that cigar, I knew what to look for in a decent cigar. Nice. I quit drinking before I heard of that shit. They sound good though. Yeah, I mean, I was a good guy drunk until I wasn't, Hunter. And then it took a couple of years and arrests to realize that yeah, I didn't want to be that guy anymore. I did have fun though while it lasted. But like I said, the last couple of years, what my idea of fun was highly illegal. But yeah, it's a lot more fun when you're younger. I think they still make Garcia Vegas. Yeah, thanks, Hunter. I like me sober too. I think most people do. Most of my family thought that something like extremely traumatic happened to me, like a brain injury or something, just because like it was literally like turning a light switch on. Uh, and my cousin Sean asked a good friend of mine. He's like, "I wonder what happened to Mike." He's like, "Oh, he just stayed home tonight for pool league." And he's like, no, I don't mean that. I mean, like, he's so chill and laid back. He's like, yeah, Mike's like that. He's like, no, dude, you don't realize he didn't used to be. He goes, I wonder what the fuck happened to him. Yeah, I don't miss hangovers at all. I don't miss I don't miss crawling because I was a dumb motherfucker, man. I would go out on Sunday night until like 3:30 in the morning and come crawling in and have to wake up and go out and get ready and leave the house by 6:30. So by 5 I'd have to be awake, and oh god, I remember it felt like I fell asleep and had to wake back up, and I was still drunk. There was no hangover that day. But yeah, we drove the 2 hours north to Saratoga, and I had to stop probably twice on the way to purge my stomach from the fucking Southern Comfort, I think it was, the night before. Uh, I got sick. I started laying tile when we got to work, and I like was having a shit day. So I went and I ate some donuts and drank some milk and got really sick. Like threw up all the rest of whatever was in my stomach, and then laid like 600 feet of walls that day. I had a good day after that, but I kind of was pushing. But yeah, I've messed up a lot coming in drunk, or from the fifth of Jack that was in the fucking tool bucket all the time. Yeah, I would just show up though. That was the. Sometimes my boss is like, "Dude, you shouldn't have showed up." Like, yeah, no shit, man, but I didn't want to get fired. Yeah, she's always been the standby for me, man. Uh, like no matter what, I made sure I got enough weed to last me until I could get more weed, and then whatever else I spent money on was whatever. But yeah, I needed to have some weed. Frequent attitude adjustments keep me out of jail and court and shit like that. Got a very caveman kind of mentality. I like to act on impulse more often than I should. Yeah, I remember stealing those from my fucking mom and her cousin Rose. Rose always had those. Like how people keep a little basket like with candy on their coffee table. Rose had like a 15 liquor assortment of them little sneak fucking bottles. Yeah, big homie. Me and my boss's son, when I was 18, 19, I would get up at 4 in the morning. The boss would swing by and grab me. We'd go to the house, meet everybody else there, load up the truck, head to Westchester, which is like 2 hour drive south, to get to work by 7:30. We get home. We leave at 3:30. Get home by like 6, if we were lucky, because we made a couple beer stops, and then me and the boss's kid and a couple other guys from work would just drive around drinking, smoking. Get home at 1, 2 in the morning. Yeah, get up at 4. I remember going to fucking work tripping. Got rained out that day, luckily. But that was just leftovers from Saturday night carried over into Monday. I used to have a little 8 ounce flask I would stick in my back pocket before I had to have a spare back pocket for a cell phone. Yeah, I always had a little bit of a little bit of whiskey with me. Always had some weed. Yeah, when I was doing framing, it was for a couple brothers, and the younger brother's son worked there, and brother-in-law, and just a couple of friends. So yeah, we all pretty much knew each other before I even started working there. And yeah, it was cool as hell. The older guys didn't smoke and didn't drink on the job, but on the ride home, we would kill fucking 230 packs and have to stop for another one between six of us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Monchichi. Keeping idiots breathing, man. But yeah, that was my first summer framing houses. That was I don't think I've ever drank as much beer before. I know I haven't drank as much beer before that or since. Because yeah, them guys all just drank beer, sat there and pounded beers. And then if on the weekend I would go hang out with the old dudes, and they'd get into a bottle of Yukon Jack or fucking rum, or not, yeah, or scotch. They would fucking start pounding scotch and beers. And yeah, you drink with a guy that's been doing that for 40 years and you ain't been alive half that long, you can't hang with those dudes. But it did prime me for the rest of my alcoholism. My problem was I always liked liquor, but more than beer. And I stopped mixing it really early. Just started just straight. But yeah, that ended up being a lot more trouble than it was worth, so no more of that. Yeah, I, I, I liked stuff that kind of tasted good. Like I liked bourbon. Uh, I liked Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. I liked Irish whiskey. Uh, Moonshine was good if you got it from someone who made it, or, knew what they were doing. But yeah, just I was never much for clear alcohol other than the moonshine. Uh, too many bad experiences on gin and white rum. Uh, Vodka, just yeah, just not much fun. Yeah, I have a good friend who was an illegal immigrant. He's back in Mexico now. Uh, he lives off the grid. He raises donkeys and fucking goats. Uh, but he drank a lot. Like where he grew up, you really couldn't drink the fucking water. You know what I mean? So you got to drink something. And beer, I guess, was a safe alternative. But the best wallpaper and painter I ever met was an old guy, and he drank all day long. He showed up with the first things he walked up to the house with was his cup of coffee from the gas station and his 12 pack of beer. And then he would go get another one at lunchtime, 12 pack. But straightest fucking wallpaper you'll ever see. I mean, goddamn, dude was good. Yeah, Maker's Mark is good. I've had that, Hunter. There's a cheap whiskey called Early Times that wasn't too bad. Used to be, Frank. Used to be fucking gram of cocaine, uh, at least a pint of Jack Daniels, and head out to work, smoke some weed on the way to the job to try to level out a little bit. But yeah, I had a buddy that would wake up and eat like fucking 4, 5 different fucking types of painkillers, swallow them down with some whiskey, uh, every day. I'm like, dude, you're gonna wake up and shit your liver right out into the toilet one of these fucking days, man. Like, we're all doing stupid shit like that. But goddamn, dude, you do it on a whole new fucking level. Yeah, that's what he called them, supplements, or he called them vitamins. Yeah, he's still alive. It took him killing somebody in a car accident and having to do a little bit of prison time with a broken back himself. But yeah, he straightened up and married somebody, had a kid, lives in Texas now. I was surprised he made good use of his time in prison. I figured he would just keep doing him, you know. I couldn't imagine him having a kid, fuck's sake. Yeah, that dude was into some shit, man. Like he couldn't get any coke or pills, so he found somebody to sell him I don't know, like $20 worth of heroin that he snorted. And when I seen him the next day, I didn't know nothing about nothing. And when I seen him the next day, it made me ask a whole bunch of fucking questions because there wasn't a fucking hair on his body. Like, he clean shaved every fucking thing. His eyebrows were gone. His mustache and goatee were gone. His hair shaved like with a razor. And I'm like, dude, his arm hair, like everything was gone. I said, what the fuck what did you do, man? Somebody play a joke on you or something? He's like, no, man, I got some shit last night and it made me really itchy. I'm like, well, what the fuck kind of shit did you get that made you do that? And he gave me the rundown. I'm like, holy fuck, man. I don't know. If he did, they didn't get him, Hunter. He made it out of the pen. Yeah, that guy, though, I don't know why my boss even kept him around. We've had to retile whole bathrooms because of him, like 2 or 3 times. Being fucked up. The lines are supposed to be straight, and they're anything but straight. Yeah, especially if you're in the penitentiary. There's nowhere to fucking run. Yeah, it was a dude I used to work with. He was my roommate for a little while back in my drunk and dumb days. But, yeah, he was just, he, I don't know what the fuck his deal was, but he was like just trying to kill himself with substances, is what it looked like from where I was standing anyway. Like, I was doing shit to have fun, and he was going way fucking further than I was. But yeah, he would be fucked up, man. Uh, he'd take muscle relaxers, painkillers, whatever. Didn't he like? He really didn't care. I think he stopped short of injecting, but other than that, like he's probably done everything you could get your hands on, and he looks like it. Like, yeah, he looked like he was putting a fucking barrel full of rolled quarters and pushed down a real big hill. Like he's rough. He's he's probably like 50, maybe 52, and he looks like he's 70 now. Yeah, anything that was readily available, man. He really liked the painkillers and and the coke, but anything when that shit wasn't available was up for grabs. He didn't care. But like I said, man, I seen him. I don't even know what the fuck it was he was smoking on. We both went to the same guy, and I got an 8 ball of powder, and he got an 8 ball of fucking crack. And he sat there smoking on that thing for an hour, kept going, oh, I'm not getting anything, oh, I'm not getting anything. And he didn't. I don't even know what the fuck it was. It didn't burn, didn't change color. All right, Hunter, have fun, stay out of trouble. Welcome back, BB. Are you trolling for some more? Pretty sure you ate your fill, dude. Yeah, man. I haven't, shit. Damn near 20 years. It's been 18 for the booze. So about 19 years probably since I fucked with any of that. And mainly it's because of trust, yeah. The last guy I got it from ended up fucking dying. He went to the Yankees game, drove back home, which is, I don't know, it was like an hour drive, maybe a little more from the city north. Went to the bar a mile from his house on the way home. Stopped at the bar first, had a beer, was watching like the highlights of the game with friends of his at the bar. Stood up to go get his second beer, got it, turned around, and fell down and was dead before he hit the floor. He had a massive heart attack. But he is my weed guy and the coke dude when I wanted it. And yeah, both were solid. The weed was really fucking good too. But yeah, he just got custody of his kid. He was 39 years old. His son was 9. He just got custody. The mom was a bad drug addict, and the kid was being bounced between her and her parents. Yeah, so I don't know if his wife ended up getting the kid. I hope the wife and or his parents got the kid, because he didn't have much of a life, man, before he got him. But yeah, that was fucking. He had him like a year and a half, and then he had a fucking heart attack and died. Yep, waiting for him at work, man, fucking to bring the weed, and boss comes in. It was his brother-in-law, my boss's brother-in-law. He comes in looking like fucking. He didn't want to be there, and then he told us to just meet at the diner. So we all just went and had breakfast and, went home for the day. None of us were really in the mindset to work. I thought he might have gotten a wreck because, he had a Harley and he had a 2006 Corvette, so he liked to drive fast. That bike wasn't fucking slow either. There wasn't a stock piece on that thing but the frame. But yeah, Yeah, that sucked. Poor old Matty. Yeah, he was a biker dude, all covered with tattoos. Fucking, he had some that were literally just for jokes. The one I remember was a rooster hanging from a noose down by his knee. And my brother asked him what that was about, and he said, "Well, you know, I fell asleep one night, passed out drunk at a party." He said, "When I woke up the next day," he said, my cock was hanging down by my knee, and that was what the tattoo was, a rooster hanging down by his knee. But yeah, he was a good guy, man. He looked like he would rip your face off for the fun of it, but the biggest fucking heart of anybody I ever knew. What's up, Skinnyverse? Skinnyverse? I'm not sure how to say that. Skinnyverse sounds best, I guess. Duh. I'll give you those. Hi, Natasha. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you, sweetie. I did a little revamping on Pigpen's tank. Moved some, turned that planter left to right instead of front to back. Did some trimming on the plants. Made it a little brighter on that side. But yeah, he wasn't liking it at first. But he's coming back around. I thought I just saw one of those catfish moving around somewhere. I know he's hanging out under his rock. Yeah, I mean, you can't really judge people, you know. People got to do sometimes what they got to do. I mean, if they're selling shit to kids or, you know, doing some fuck shit, you know, but most of the people I deal with are just fucking fellow heads that, you know, don't want to pay for their shit. So they sell it so they don't have to. Yeah, I got to clean it again already. 2 days ago, I vacuumed it all out, but I got to do it again. Yeah, yeah, quicker than most drugs usually. But yeah, the whole scene is so sketchy now, man. It's, yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start looking for anything other than weed. Oh boy. There's a dude out over there. Oh, probably not. That's probably annoying as hell. Oh. Hey, Guns and Gears, what's up, buddy? Goth, what's up, bro? Oh, yeah, look at him come down here now. He sees me grab the bag of food. Yeah, the glare sucks, but like he definitely knows the food when it's coming. Ah, nice, Guns and Gears. Best part of the workday is the end. Alright. Alright, you didn't want the shrimp? You're gonna get the shrimp? Nope, you know I got food coming. Dude is a pig. But I'm a pushover too, so yeah, I trimmed up some of the house plants that were growing out of this thing, and I turned it 180 degrees, uh, or 90 degrees, yeah, 90 degrees, so he could just get a little more light over there. I've never had a betta fish. I'm trying to talk my girlfriend into one because I got this 20-gallon here with just spare plants in it right now, mainly. And snails. I have a couple different kinds of snails in there. But I could make a badass Oscar, or not Oscar, fucking betta tank out of that. Or I got a 10-gallon, which would probably be better for her table. And I got a little fountain pump. I could make a cool little waterfall that goes down into it. Maybe sits on the corner. But I like bettas. They're cool fish. I like the I like the short finned ones a little bit better than the ones with the long and flowing fins, mainly because they're more like they're supposed to be more like they are in the wild, and they're faster little predators. Like you could take, if you got a bucket outside with some mosquito larvae, get a turkey baster, suck them up, and throw them in your betta tank. They'll go fucking nuts. Yeah, yeah, they used to be called Siamese fighting fish. But there's a whole bunch of different species that people have found over the last fucking however many years. They have some in that family that you can have a school of them. You know, two males and a bunch of females, three males, and if the tank's big enough. But they're communal. I forget the species name, but the ones that are most common in the pet trade aren't communal. So you can't put two males in the same tank unless you want one to die. Oh, thanks, Natasha. I think I got lucky. I thought he was going to darken out on me, honestly. He had a lot more pattern, like on his face when he was a baby. You can see where the lighter like stripes are. That was orange all up in there but that faded some, but he's still got a good amount of orange. I like how much he's got. Yeah, yeah, bettas will fight to the death. They're hardcore little motherfuckers, man. If you see them before they were bred to have all the fancy colors and the long pretty fins, those things are little predators. They're like miniature pike or something to that effect. They're pretty badass. Yeah. But I haven't seen one that was healthy looking enough to at PetSmart or Petco. So if I was going to go get a betta, I would probably order it from a breeder that sells them online. Just for a better shot and not having to nurse one back to health before it looks good. Yeah, Walmart, fucking. I remember Woolworths. We got a fucking parakeet and I think guppies at Woolworth back when I was a kid. But yeah, Walmart, Kmart used to have a fish wall. Yeah, I saw a fish bowl I would actually buy online. They wanted $150 for the thing though, but it's a big fucking 24-gallon glass bowl. Most are like a gallon or less. Yeah, no problem, brother. But yeah, I try to give as much room as I can. This is the 75 is bare minimum. So eventually, if I have to, I'll buy a fucking uh, like a pond liner insert, 200-gallon one or something, and just make a pond instead of a tank for this guy because I want to give him as much room as I can. If I can't get a 125, then I'll figure something out to give him more room. So I'd like to get another one. I'm just worried about the angelfish could do it too. The corridors downstairs have before my tank leaked, and all the Vallisneria was growing in there like a jungle. They bred and raised at least one baby, the corridors. But the angelfish could start to become good parents, and I could start seeing fucking one or two baby angelfish. The Oscars are known to take care of their babies, at least in nature. So, yeah, that's the only thing I worry about. I don't have friends with fish tanks or, you know, a fish club locally. I've looked, and I can't find anything. I got to go an hour north or an hour south, and I'm not driving that far. Just to talk to other people about maybe buying some fish or trading, and I don't really want to trade because I don't want to. Yeah, I got Raphael catfish in here with this guy. I wanted to kind of keep the stocking low because 75 gallons is like the bare minimum for an Oscar. There's Plecostomus plecos. I have two of them, which we're not going to see them. They do blend in. They're called clown plecos in this tank down here. But they're always under one of those pieces of wood. I almost never see them, and there's another small piece over here underneath all that shit. But I also have these guys, which are bottom dwellers, which clean up the sand and stuff too. The corridors. I got these albino ones up here. I got I don't see one in here. I got for algae to help out the plecos. I got smaller little algae eaters called Otocinclus that are basically like a 1-inch pleco. They don't get no bigger than like an inch and a half. And they actually eat more algae than a pleco will when it's an adult, because some types of plecos will stop eating the algae and just start eating wood when they get big, like a regular one. But yeah, the plecos are sucker fish. Yeah, I can't see releasing any exotic animal anywhere, man. You could almost always find somebody, willing to take it. Yeah, this guy here. Wait a second, fix that. Those guys,
The Corridora catfish, yeah, they're a little catfish too. They got little spines on them. They like to get stuck in the net when you gotta get them out. I gotta clean this glass. I got a bunch of neon tetras in there too. Uh, yeah, I don't add new fish right away. I got a 10-gallon that's empty in the closet to set up as a quarantine. And this one is basically what it's for. I'll have to take plants out, but I got filtration and everything on that. I could use that as a quarantine. I grew the Oscar out in it for like 2 months, so. But yeah, keeping the water and the tank clean and the parameters steady helps with a lot of preventative maintenance as far as getting something in your tank after, you know. But adding new fish could, yeah, wipe out every fucking thing. And not just like a disease or a sickness, so you could get fucking parasites. Yeah, yeah. No, I got dechlorinator for that. I put it in a bucket yeah, 5 buckets at a time, man. It's a pain in the ass, but yeah, those little corridors, I had a hard time catching the last one once I got that tank downstairs sealed and the stand built and I had it up and running. The last one was giving me a hard time, so I kind of cornered them with my hand, and they got 2 little spikes that come out of their cheeks when they're stressed out, and it came out right into my hand. It looked like I stabbed myself with a fucking sewing needle. They're sharp as hell, bro. It just goes in with no effort. Yeah, it was like getting stabbed with a pretty thick sewing needle. But yeah, most of the little catfish I have, even the Otocinclus, have little barbs they can poke out. Downstairs I have bristlenose plecos and peppered corridors. They're gray and black, or like a silver with like black spots. But the Otocinclus, they have fucking little barbs and shit that'll stab you too. I haven't fished in a long time. Shit, my kid was little. He was probably at least 10 years. Yeah, lionfish are cool. I might try saltwater at some point, but not for a few years yet. But yeah, lionfish are a pretty badass fish. Yeah, last time I went, that's how it turned out too, big homie. My kid wanted to go, and I'm like, damn, I gotta go get a fishing license, bro. I already had stuff. I just gave it to him basically. But yeah, we went like twice, 3 times. As an adult, I care much less about the catching than I do about the fishing. So, like, I wasn't out there with my kid, just smoking and casting. But if I was fishing by myself, I would just be getting stoned under a tree somewhere, sitting there, and cast until, I caught something or didn't, or something stole the bait. Then rebait the hook and throw it back. I just like being out there doing it. I didn't really care if I caught anything. that was just like a bonus. That was what my grandpa was trying to teach me his whole life, and I just kind of came to it all by myself, you know. I didn't do it when he wanted me to. But we did get to go fishing a few times at, you know, when I had that mentality, so you got to see it paid off. But yeah, I got lots of friends that fish, and it's funny because they all live around each other and have lived here longer than me, and none of them know each other. I'm like, well, you guys would probably have a fucking blast, but nobody can line up days off and shit. So I stopped trying to help out with setting them up on a fishing date. Oh, this fish left a lot of uneaten food in here. Oh, he gets picky as fuck sometimes. I'll eat this, but I don't want to eat that. And the next time it's opposite. It's a lot like a cat in that respect. Oh, my old dog does that shit too. If you give her chicken dog food, the canned shit in the morning, you can't give her chicken again in the afternoon or in the evening because she don't want to eat chicken again. But I guess she's old enough, she earned it, she can be picky. Come on. Alright, I think I got it all. Oh, shit. I hate when I drop shit in water buckets that I should have emptied earlier. Yeah, fishing. We all used to fish too. All my uncles would go. All the cousins. Grandpa died, and people just stopped getting together. So only a couple of us would get together to hunt or to fish. And slowly, as people got older, fewer, came. Most of my cousins, like, we don't talk to each other much. We're social and civil at the family reunion. There's no real animosity or anything, but you just don't talk. Last 10, 15 years since people stopped trying. Oh. But yeah, a lot of the shit I did as a kid, we did as a family, and once we stopped getting together as a family, it lost all its appeal. All right. Fuck. My chat froze. Yeah, it's not the same. Dad's gone. Yeah, that's the problem, Goth, with the saltwater. I would love to try, but I don't want to kill fish. Yeah, big homie. I don't even want to fucking. I don't even want to talk to most of my friends most of the time. Yeah, hanging out with the, a fucking cooler full of beer and the music. It's a Mad Labs cart. I think it's called London Perp. It's almost out. THC. Yeah, I try not to even leave the house if I don't have to. Like, if I gotta go to the store, I try to get really fucking stoned first. And then again when I get in the parking lot just to be safe. The shitty thing is, right before I met Allison, so maybe like 12 years ago, 13 years ago, I hooked up with my best friend from high school and a couple of friends that we used to run with, he still hung out with. So he's like, dude, you gotta come out, fucking hang out at my house for the weekend, we'll get everybody together. And like, everything was cool with our other best friend up until the weekend, the weekend of, and then, oh no, we're not talking, so he's not coming. Like, that's literally half the fucking reason I was going. But yeah, everybody that we hung out with back then, we were in our, like, 35, 36, and everybody still acted like they were 18 years old. They just acted like kids. Or like they were still trying to feel like kids. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, yeah, after this weekend, I probably won't see you guys for another 20 fucking years. It just wasn't fun. People I've met in, like, say, the last 15 years, interact on social media or something like that, call once in a while, but they're much better people. But yeah, even that is rare. It's weird how that goes. I mean, now there's a young couple, not young, they're maybe 10 years younger than me, but they got a 12-year-old kid, and they got people over all the fucking time. I'm like, I don't know, man. About your age is when I stopped wanting to hang out with people. And definitely having them come over to the fucking house. Some people don't know when it's time to go the fuck home. And then you gotta feel bad saying, look, you gotta fucking leave. Yeah, yeah, you get a routine, big homie, and then you get comfortable and you like it. There's no reason to change. Yeah, I would have to have some kind of THC intake. It's basically because, I mean, I don't give a fuck what the rest of the world thinks of me. Just, I'm too old to exert that much energy. uh, it's like, fuck that. It's hard not to just start yelling at people just to go shopping. Like, you're hanging out talking to your friends in the store. You don't got somewhere to be, motherfucker. Like, hurry up. I know what I want. Let me get it. Just stay the fuck out of the way. But yeah, I try not to linger either because every old lady in the store, I don't know what about me, makes them think that I'm going to be pleasant. But they ask, "Can you reach that for me?" And of course, I don't know if it's fucking old lady ESP or what, but they know I'm not going to say no. It's like dogs. Dogs know I'm a pushover too. Yeah, it's not really a job you want to be fucking tired on either, Goth. Yeah, it was very little of that though. I mean, everybody had a significant other. Only one dude was married, uh, but everybody was still. None of them were parents. I had a kid. Uh, it's just I don't know. They still saw life differently than I do. You know what I mean? They still saw it through those rose-colored glasses of youth. I don't know why shit didn't change for them, but maybe it was me having a kid. I don't know, but it just yeah. I don't hate them. I just don't want to hang out with them no more. I still love all the fucking memories I have with those guys. You know. I mean, shit, my sister still talks about friends of mine. I'm like, you haven't seen them fuckers in like 30 years. I haven't seen them in over 10. Like, I don't know if they even remember you. Yeah, that's cool, Goth. I mean, dude that knows what might fucking happen is always a possibility. Maybe and what if happens a lot more than never. I was talking about my first framing job. Um, Shit, the first 5 years I built houses, I never saw a metal scaffold. We always built scaffolding. And we did a 3-story house, the third floor of one part. The whole thing was the master bedroom, and it had a cathedral ceiling, so it's all open. The whole fucking, most of it, we had to put some collar ties in and shit, but so these are like 35-foot rafters, and the fucking ridge is probably 30 feet off of the fucking ground or floor. And we built scaffold out of 2x4s and plywood. And we're getting up there in open air to set this ridge. and and pull these big heavy bastard rafters up, and this thing is wobbling like you would not fucking believe. But my boss was right up there next to me, so I couldn't say shit, you know what I mean? That's the kind of boss you want to work for, though. I worked for a guy in North Carolina like that. I always made sure you were comfortable with the task if it was off the ground. Yeah, up here in the late 90s, it was like 98, 99, maybe 2000. But a guy was doing form work on a big fucking building in, I think it was Danbury, Connecticut. We stopped in there to get lumber at the Home Depot, and people were talking about it. But he fell something like fucking 40 feet and landed on rebar. He got impaled on fucking rebar. They didn't put the plastic caps on all the rebar, and he just happened to fall on one of them that didn't have it. Right on, big homie. Enjoy, man. Have a good night, bud. Thanks for coming. But yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of stupid, sketchy shit with no safety net, no rope, no harness. In the winter time on frozen fucking scaffold planks. Yeah, looking back now, it's like, man, I'm glad I didn't die for being so fucking stupid. That wasn't being brave, dude. That wasn't just earning your money. That was earning your money and not using your head at fucking all. One misstep. 3-inch overstep backwards, you know? 3 inches of your heel go backwards, the end of the fucking world if you're standing on, you know, a 2x4 in a house. But, yeah, you're 30 feet off the fucking ground. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that, bro. I got to witness 2 old ladies get hit by a fucking minivan, though, doing like 30 miles an hour. Threw them up and over that. I mean, it looked kind of like a movie. One lady got thrown into the back of the Nissan Pathfinder that was parked right there, and the other lady went up and over and landed on the ground behind the van. Hi, Cindy. What's up, sweetheart? It's good to see you again. Oh, he might swim back over here. I can move it. He's still kind of checking it out over here. I rearranged stuff. I added another filter for flow. Oh, fuck, dude. I bet you were. A buddy of mine was fucking around. He's a painter, and he was telling me about he was on antibiotics and he was painting and it was hot as fuck, and he's at the end of a 35-foot extension ladder and he's on the second to the last rung and he's reaching for a piece of the soffit to paint, and he starts to feel lightheaded, so he takes 2 steps down where he can grab the ladder, and he just goes backwards, and he always put the ladder steep. I hated painting with him. But, yeah, he fucking went that 30 feet down, like, just swung down like a tree. Luckily, it was on grass, and he got fucked up a little bit, but nothing where he couldn't just walk away. But he was bruised up. But, yeah, he was sore for about a good 2 or 3 weeks, too. He had all he could do after he fell to drag himself into the shade so he wasn't passing out in the sun with the antibiotics on top of everything else. But that's what fucked him up, being out in the sun on antibiotics. I luckily have never fallen off a fucking roof or a ladder. I've been in a few sketchy situations on roofs and on the end of long fucking extension ladders and scaffolding, but luckily I've not taken a fucking fall. Yeah, you didn't tense up. You just were waiting for the fucking landing. That probably is it, too, Goth. It's like, you know, when you get drunk and get in a car wreck, they say because you didn't tense up, you generally don't get hurt as bad. Yeah, thanks something, BB. But yeah, shit, I've even been on the I've even been on a ladder and hit myself right with a fucking hammer in the head or the face, the bridge of the nose. I missed the fucking plywood, or no, it ripped through. The plywood was shit, and I got to the soft spot before I knew it, and my 30-ounce framing hammer swung up through the plywood and smacked me right in the bridge of the nose. Yeah, it's that sudden stop at the bottom that fucks you up, Goth. That sudden jolt. Fucking painting a big barn with the dude that fell off the ladder. He also liked to rock climb, so he had climbing gear and ropes and harness and shit. So we got an extended boom forklift that goes up like fucking 35 or 40 feet. So he has me set the outriggers and put the boom up with the basket, the man cage on it, that we used as a scaffold to paint the barn. He tied off to it. He put his harness on. He let some rope out, and he was going to just drop off into air and rappel to the ground. Well, he didn't let out enough rope, and he swung out a little too much. He swung right back up and hit his head on the bottom of that fucking cage. And this is real solid steel. That fucking thing rang like a bell. It might have been his head ringing like that. I don't know. It sounded hollow. But yeah, he didn't do that shit no more. He rappelled to the ground, and I dropped the bucket. But yeah, that guy's not all fucking there either. I'm more careful in a lot of ways the older I get, BB. Like, yeah, my kid took me to a cool spot down at the state park near the house, and you could walk up, and it's not like a ledge where you drop off, but you can step out right onto the edge of this fucking rock. I mean, there's a slope of rock to the right you could like lean against, but if you stand there like 4 feet to the left of where you can touch that rock, I got vertigo quick. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't normally get vertigo, but I did that day. It's like 200 feet down though, and there's nothing to stop you but the rocks at the bottom. So yeah, I backed off. Yeah, ladders ain't shit. Goth does shit off ropes. He's like Spider-Man. Yeah, really, Goth, you're not lying there, buddy. I've had a ladder slide fucking 6 or 8 inches on me, and I thought I was going down. But yeah, using a rope is a hell of a lot safer. Safety harness. I met some roofers, and the owner of the company had an older guy, and this dude has been roofing for 35 fucking years, and he's still up there every day with his boss, hammering fucking shingles, right? And dude makes him wear the safety harness and all that shit. And the guy was always bitching at the boss about having to wear the harness and having to look out for the harness and having to not trip over the fucking harness while they're roofing. And the boss keeps telling him it's for your safety and this and that, and he runs down all the safety shit. And then the one time an accident happens, the boss trips on the fucking safety rope that he wasn't paying attention to, and he almost goes off the fucking roof. So he gets up and he gets back up on the walk plank they had, and he's like, "You see, I told you, it's for your safety." He goes, "Well, motherfucker, I'm not the one that just fell." He goes, "That shit's for your safety." He's like, "You ever see me do that shit?" "No." But he goes, "I'm not taking the fucking harness off because I'm old." And he goes, "If I do fall, I'm fucked." But yeah, he didn't take the guy's advice. He didn't like listening to the guy because he did know more than his boss when it came to the work anyway. But that dude was a hell of a fucking stickler for the safety, man. But that same guy also shot his fucking fingers together with a ring shank nail. They're reusing these old-fashioned, really thick fucking cedar shingles, and they were using 2.5-inch nails, I think, to fucking nail them down. And yep. But yeah, he shot himself through the index finger and right into the fucking middle finger. And the point of the nail was about halfway through his middle finger when he got back with the x-rays. But he came down to the carpenters that were doing the work inside, finishing the rest of the fucking barn. He's like, "Hey, any of you guys got a strong stomach?" We all look at each other like, "Bro." All of us. So me and my buddy Ted, my boss's son, we walk over. Ted's holding his fucking hand. I got a block of wood and a pry bar nail puller, and I'm trying to yank the fucking ring shank out of his fucking fingers. They don't like to pull out a wood. Ring shanks stick in really fucking good. We weren't getting it out, so he went to the hospital, and he wasn't in the next day, but the day after that, he came back in, and his fingers were all fucking bandaged up, and he showed us the x-rays. But yeah, I've shot myself with nail guns before. I've never had it stick in me like that. I've stepped down on a fucking 1.5-inch screw and had to drill it back out of my foot. Shot myself with trim nails, shot myself with framing nails, but it was through wood. It wasn't like directly. Another friend of mine shot himself in the leg and it stuck right into his fucking femur and fractured his femur. The 16-penny framing nail. Because he was walking around like an asshole holding the trigger of the gun. And it hit his leg. And put a fucking nail right in it. Yeah, I was building a fucking jacuzzi surround the frame that you put the underlayment in the tile on when you put your tub in, your jacuzzi tub. I was building around that, the hole it goes in, and I'm holding the board, and the nail shot through, and I was holding it up kind of high, and I kind of knew it. I wasn't expecting the knot, but it shot into my fucking finger. It hit bone, I felt it, but it pushed my hand off. Well, that, and I jerked it too, so it didn't stick. But my finger was throbbing the rest of the day. I've shot myself with 8 pennies coming through the fucking OSB. I fucking hate OSB. Oh yeah, 12. It's real easy. Easy to fucking slip off of one of those, yeah. But I've been on a lot of 12 pitch roofs, 12-12. I think the steepest roof I was on was a 14 pitch, 1412, and that was bullshit. Yeah, it's the easiest. It's the easiest one to frame. But yeah, you're walking up a 45 fucking degrees. No, it was like one of them fucking A-frames you see by like ski resorts, only it wasn't as steep as those. You gotta basically slide the fucking, you gotta do those on ladders. But it was just a little bit steeper than a 1212, some custom fucking house. I 12 isn't bad. You could get comfortable on a 12 pitch. But my boss has done church steeples where you got to set up scaffold. You got a 6-inch scaffold you're walking around doing the fucking roofing. What's up, Jasper? But yeah, I hated roofing, man. This shit's fucking heavy. It's always hot. Even if you're up there in cool weather, you got tar paper under your feet, the sun beating on it, and them shingles weigh a fucking ton. But yeah, I never did like roofing. Never minded doing the framing. Never minded sheeting them. Never did like doing the roofing though. Tin roof, I never minded doing metal roofing. That shit's easy. We ever have to, well, we're probably gonna at some point, but when we have to redo this roof, I want to have it done in tin, so we can have all the fucking runoff go into barrels. I won't have to worry about pieces of asphalt or any of that. Yeah, I was big and real dumb and a strong fucking kid, Guns. I had 2 bundles going up the fucking ladder, at least for, the first few trips. But yeah, my boss would always tell me, don't fucking kill yourself, kid. Don't kill yourself, kid. I'm like, I'm going to get up as many as I can while I can. I said, but I'll take it easy when I need to. I wish I would have fucking listened though. Shit hurts now that probably shouldn't. I'm not even 50 yet. But yeah, I was 19, started framing. I was like 22 or 23. I moved to North Carolina, and their framing is lighter than ours. They could still get away with like 2x4 outside wall in some places. But we were doing inside interior framing, and the boss is like, all right, this is my first day at work. He's like, I need this pallet of fucking 10-foot 2x4s in on the sawhorses, and then we can start, cutting and putting these walls up that we laid out yesterday. And I'm like, all right. So I just grab what I can grab and go, which is like 8 to 10 2x4s. Everybody else is grabbing like 2, maybe 4. But I'm grabbing shitloads of them. And the boss is like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You don't have to do... I'm like, this is how I work where I'm from, dude. I don't know how to work other than this. If you want me to take half and to make you feel better, I'll do that. Yeah, I saw that too, Steve. Holy shit. As a matter of fact, I almost saw that in real fucking life. My stepfather was doing that. He was putting some kind of fucking coating to keep his old metal roof from rusting anymore. And he had an old, I think 1950 Chevy fucking truck, and he tied off to the bumper. And the rope wasn't even one solid rope, dude. He tied like 6 lengths of it together to get up and over to the other side of the 2-story house. And fucking my brother, because it was parked in the driveway sideways, came in and was just going to move it. He didn't know. I don't know how he didn't notice the fucking rope, but he went to start it, and when he pushed in the clutch, it rolled back a little bit and gave the old man a jerk, and he fucking almost shit his pants and started screaming. So he he got out to see what the screaming was about and noticed the rope. Yeah. Dude, Goth, when I was 36 years old, me and my ex broke up, and I was with her since I was 20. Yo, what's up, R&D? Thanks for stopping by, bro. And when we broke up, I'm 36 years old, and I felt mentally like I was 20 years old again. And then I started acting like it. Dude, that didn't work very fucking long at all. Like a week. A week, and then I was back to 36 years old like it's bedtime at 9 o'clock. Fuck. My uncle's always fucking saying that you're only as old as you feel. I said, yeah, but then you start acting like how you feel, as old as you feel, and then you really feel as old as you are. So you got to use a little common sense you're supposed to gain with age. Yeah, yeah, that's the way to do it, dude. That's the way to do it. It's too. All I could see in my head. I wasn't gonna say fuck all to my brother. All right, I didn't like their dad very much anyway. Uh, but all I could see was him like shooting off the far side of that roof and not even hitting the near side, just coming off like a ramp and landing in front of the fucking truck. That's all I could picture in my head, so I wasn't gonna say nothing. But yeah, old boy got a fright and he started hollering, and my brother heard him. My mother heard him come out running, started yelling at my brother too. But yeah, that would have been funny because he just tied it around his waist. It probably would have slipped up to his shoulders and then just shot him off the roof like a fucking cannonball. Hey, one of the catfish is visible. They stay there hiding under the air stone. They're a good looking little fish. What, you hungry for attention now? Yeah, Goth, your job is definitely a job you want to be buddies with your coworkers. Make sure they know any stupid trick involving me in that rope ends in you getting fucking stitches. I've worked places where I didn't get along with some of the people I worked with. That sucks. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I look at him and I really see that he's getting fucking massive. He's definitely more photogenic tonight than usual. What, are you thinking I'm going to give you food? I wish I could cut this glare and step back a little bit. The way he's watching me, hoping I'm going to throw something in there. Yep, touch the surface. He starts fucking investigating. I could go get you a piece of fish. I got a few minutes before I got to split. Let me check the time, fish. Yeah, I got about 10 minutes or so. I'll be right back. I'm going to get him a piece of cod. See if he'll eat it. Alright, I'm back, fuckers. Alright, let's see if he'll eat this cod. He didn't like it last time. Alright, if he comes back over. Oh, dude, that sounds sketchy as fuck, Goth. Are you fucking with the catfish, dude? Come over here, I got fucking meat. Don't be a dick. You little son of a bitch, and now he's not acting like he wants to eat anything. Well, let me get that out. Well, I can tell you that little bit of flow I put in there is working. A little bit of extra. Yeah, I bet. Fuck's sakes, man. I'm a fat fuck. I'd have to have at least a 300-pounder on the other side. Alright, now you're not going to be so photogenic. Come on, dude. I got some cod. Cod is fucking delicious, bud. It's all white meat. Well, this son of a bitch figures. Alright, well, he's not going to eat the cod, apparently. Yeah, holy fuck. Yeah, I would be fucking pooped just carrying the counterweight up for myself, Goth. I need a fucking, like a block and tackle or something. Alright, come on. No. I think the catfish checking the new surroundings out is making him a little mad. They're moving around. He's like going to see what they're doing. Yeah, dude, that catfish always hides up there by the fucking heater. I know they say don't knock on the fish tank at the fucking fish stores and at the aquariums, but he don't fucking care. Yeah, he ain't coming out for nothing. Son of a bitch. Yeah, that is a plus. And they do make utility carts, which are worth their fucking weight in gold. Or even a fucking hand truck. Well, fuckers, I gotta run. Thanks for coming in, shooting the shit with me, looking at my fish. I'll catch you next time, fuckers. Bye for now.